the beginning part of the season last week in St. Louis, he didn't get off the gate good. So, and it's just too competitive right now that these riders here that you're seeing on your screen, the lap times and everything are just too close to give up track position off the start.
Yeah. Barsha on the 51. Villapoto on the 1.
Look at all the fans here at Daytona.
Oh,
it's a beautiful day of racing.
I think that's the biggest, looks like the biggest turnout they've ever had for a Supercross to me.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of bikes in town for Bike Week in general, and that's great to see. A lot of people here enjoying motorcycle activities all week long.
Here we go.
More Speed's going to have the road racing for you next weekend here. And the short track, the dirt track.
Look at Barsha on the right side of your screen. He looks so fired up.
Here we go. Main event from Daytona, the Daytona Supercross. Villapoto gets the whole shot. Barsha's coming right with it. Oh, Barsha cuts the corner. Villapoto hangs on to the lead. Barsha tries to keep it going. And right in the middle of them is Ken Roxon on the KTM. And Dungey behind him. Dungey coming after Barsha.
Stewart, who's been fast tonight, he looks like he's probably about 6 coming through here. But Dungey, he's suffered from bad starts this year. And he's up front right now. He can be strong. He was fast in his heat race.
Yeah, we talk about this track being fitness, prone. This is a perfect track for him to rely a little bit more on fitness, not so much bike setup.
What a night it would be for KTM if they get Moose Cam to win the 250s, and if Roxon could pull one out here.
Looking like it's going to be a night for...
It's going to be a long main event, guys.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, anything can happen on a night like this. The track is so...
Oh, Villapoto! Big issues. He's out, and now Ken Roxon's your race leader. Villapoto drops to 3rd.
I jinxed him.
Hey, Chad Reed, he was just behind Stewart, so he's in 7th. All of our top players here, right up front again, and the real wild card here is Roxon, 94, with the lead.
And Dungey sitting in 4th. So KTM running 1st and 4th.
Look at Villapoto up the inside of Barsha, makes a stick.
That was unbelievable. And Barsha is not an easy guy to pass.
He has not been Bam Bam yet this year, Ricky. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think, you have to race these bikes a little bit different.
Oh, look at that. He triple single.
Cool. That was cool. You got to race these bikes a little bit different. They react different. You can't move them as quick as you can the 250F.
Okay, watch this replay here. This is Barsha on the left side on the Honda. Oh, he gets a little squirrely. See him check up right there. That was the safest move that he could make. And in the rule book, that's pretty much the deal. Now, this is the reigning champ. Oh, he loses a little rear wheel traction. Oh, flagger out of the way. Didn't even have time to get the yellow flag out.
Man, he was gonna set sail, bud. He was gonna be gone.
Well, and by doing that the way Barsha did, he also saved himself from being penalized from cutting the course. He let the field come back by him, re-entered the race back where he was. And Villapoto continues to have issues.
Villapoto almost did the same thing Barsha did off the start in the exact same spot. Roxon
hangs on to the lead on the Red Bull KTM. The Monster Energy Kawasaki is right on his heels.
Villapoto he's just got a little more intensity, a little more speed. Now he's up next to Roxon, close enough. Not going to happen this lap.
No, he's going to set him up here.
Okay, watch right here. Look how close Barsha is. He triple singles.
Barsha flies through and gets around the outside of Villapoto, but then Villapoto with the inside line hangs on to the position.
It looked like he overjumped it, like he was almost going to quad the thing.
Barsha is not afraid to grab a handful of throttle and let that thing fly.
No, he's not.
Aaron, how about Ken Roxon?
What an
an amazing ride for the 250 West Coast points leader, riding on the 350. But you guys, he took 1 week off right after San Diego, then started riding the 350 to get a little bit more comfortable. This week they tested a little bit of outdoors, and they're hoping to translate that into tonight's Daytona track. He said he's feeling comfortable. He just wanted to qualify well, but he did watch Eli's struggle on TV, so he said he could see how just a small mistake can cost him.
Rocks it, trying to hold to the inside. He's had 3 career 450 starts and has never been outside of the top 10. Here comes Villapoto. He had a good run, Ricky, but just not good enough.
Yeah, I thought he was going to. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was like, man, he's going to get it, but uh-oh. Oh, he's all over it.
Watch this right here. Watch Villapoto scrub that middle double, overjumps it a little bit.
There you go.
Bam!
There's the pass, Ralph.
Got it there, didn't he?
He sure did.
Well, see, he's not afraid. He gets aggressive, and he makes a pass.
Yeah. Explosive.
There's Barsha. He goes 3-1, makes the pass on Roxon also. So Barsha came to play tonight, guys.
Yeah, he did.
Man, he's got that move there that even Villapoto doesn't have.
Oh, Stewart with issues. Stewart was in the top 5, running in 5th, and now James, a former Daytona winner, struggling to get going again.
He's going to put him in 11th.
See what happened to the Yoshimura.
Here we go, right here. Coming into this left-hand corner. Oh, the berm blew out on him. That berm kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed, and that'll do it right there.
Well, I've been really surprised right there. We've seen Chad Reed go by in the replay also, and he's in 6th.
Yeah.
He was fast in that heat. Now he's really made no passes except for Stewart going down since lap 1.
Here we are, 4th of the way into this race. Villapoto's leading. Points leader Davey Millsaps runs in 12th. If they stay that way, we will have a new points leader when we get to Indianapolis, and it would be Ryan Villapoto by 4 over Davey Millsaps.
That's right.
Well, Millsaps, he's been coming through the pack all night long. He's faced some adversity. Let's see how far he can climb his way through this pack. Maybe leave here with the red plate one more week.
Riding a little injured this week.
Yeah, he's definitely doesn't have the intensity right now.
Yeah, and you can tell.
He just
tell with his body language.
Yeah.
And
laboring in
probably
the
not going to
turns.
tell anybody how bad the knee is injured.
Right.
But you can tell. I mean, the proof's in the pudding right there. Once you're watching the main event.
And I'm telling you, I'm looking at this point sheet over here on our monitor inside the booth. And right now, the man you're seeing on the screen, we got a 4-point lead if the race was to stop right now.
Villapoto out front, the winner in St. Louis. Series leading 4 wins this year. Behind him, Justin Barsha. Aaron, he's running in 2nd, coming in after a 5th at St. Louis.
That's right. In that 5th place last weekend, he was extremely upset because one little mistake in 2nd place cost him dearly. But his coach, Jeff Stanton, said he has been beating himself up all week long, but he reminded him he is a rookie this year. This year is all about a learning curve every single weekend. Next year, they're going to go for the championship. But he said he's extremely proud of him for being up there competing with these top guys in the first place.
Now they're all going to have to step it up a little bit more. Villapoto just turned the quickest lap of the race. Wow, 1:18.9.
We're only 5 laps in this race.
By the way, that's the only rider in the 1:18 so far. Wow. There's Roxon on the 94.
With these minute 20 lap times, makes for a long main event, and I can tell you, the weather here is nice. Temperature is great. Back in the days when we had to run here and maybe it was a hot weekend, it was 90 degrees, over 90.
Yeah, I never remember racing here during the day when it was cold. It always seemed like it was hot.
Watching Trey Kennard here.
Cool to see Kennard up front, for the most part.
Running 5th.
Yep. Get back to where he started off the series.
And he seems like he's got a lot better flow right now. It seems like something's been off lately. Well, I can tell you right now what's off. You see his tear-offs, the left side of his helmet. Looks like he ripped a bunch off and they hung up on the final pin on the outside of the flutters.
Well, he got up to such a great start this year, but then at St. Louis, he was just inside the top 10. It was the 4th time in the last 5 races he's finished outside the top 5, and that's where his season is turned around.
Yep.
How about Ken Roxon, though? I mean, he's just out here, you know, riding this kind of a free race for him. The 250 riders that do choose to jump up with a 450, it's, you know, it's like an audition. Okay, so you're leading the 250 West, but if you had to ride the 450 this next year, what sort of speed do you have? What sort of composure can you hold racing against the quote the big guys? And you know, last couple of weeks, we've seen Eli Tomac struggle a bit in this situation. He qualifies fast, but he hasn't raced well.
Yeah, I got to say, I've been pretty surprised. I thought Tomac, you go Stewart, going to try to get by Gerke.
Yep, that's over 8.
Yeah, these riders are just behind Eli Tomac, who sits in 7th, who I was talking about in second.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he hasn't done as better as he has in the 450 class. You know, just, I don't know, I expected a little bit more from him.
Stewart 2nd a week ago, running 8th right now.
See Tickle in the background, making a little ground on the man in front of him, Gerke.
And Brock rounds out the top 10.
Yeah, he got a bad start. I can see some of the replays there. So he's a pretty strong rider. I think he's I told him what I told Jeremy Martin, that, hey, you know, it's a long race. You can rely on your fitness a little bit. Yeah, but you can see everybody's starting to labor here a little bit.
And the thing is here at Daytona is if you're on like what we've just seen Muscan or Villapoto right now, Villapoto is just dominating the track as Stewart really struggles through those that whip section. It's easy. Muscan's like, that was so much fun. If you're in the back of the pack, you're struggling, and it is anything but easy.
This is a position for 4th that we're fighting over here. Roxon on the 94, the Red Bull KTM. Kennard right behind him on that muscle. Milk Honda. And Reed trying to jump in here as well on the 22. Reed getting inside.
Art got a horrible start in the main, but I mean the guy just, to me, looks like he's flowing good, really aggressive, and it's not going good for him in a race situation.
Made the podium at St. Louis with a 3rd, equaling his best finish of the year. His first podium since the 2nd race in Anaheim this year. And a fight here as well. Ryan Dungey getting around Justin Barcia. That'll put him into 2nd.
Dungey has always been known for his fitness, self-motivated trainer. Just goes out there and gets his work done. And starting to make it happen here. When they come across the stripe this time around, he's going to be 7.9 seconds behind. Now, he was half a second slower than Villapoto that last time, but now that he's got a clear track, see if he can start to chip away at Villapoto's lead. Maybe even as we get deep into the lap riders, use that to his advantage.
Now you see Villapoto going by. Oh, and Reed is down.
Oh, man.
Chad Reed goes down. There goes that bad luck again. Stewart is right there on him now. That means Reed has slipped all the way back to 7th.
Well, and that's going to give Roxon a little bit of breathing room right here. You see Stewart trying to go to the inside.
Yeah.
Nice pass there. Let's see what happens here. Coming inside there, you can see what happens. Loses his balance and launches the bike.
He's had problems. That was where he
Look at what happens is, the Tough Block grabbed his foot, pulled him back. The wrist went back with the throttle.
He ends up ghost riding the bike.
Yep.
Superman. Reedy now back in 8th. This man continues to lead.
You know, this race is going to end up being probably 26 26, 27 minutes long with the lap times that we have. Filipoto, of course, he's fit for the full 20 laps, multi-time champion, all that. But when you think about Roczen, okay, he trains for the 250 class, which is a 15-lap race. And typically, most Supercross tracks, that 15 laps is less than 15 minutes. So we're getting just past that right now. Tomac also, he's a 250 rider on the West Coast. So we'll see how when we get to the latter part of this race is going to be another 10, 12 minutes longer than what our 250 riders are used to. They're Tomac and Roczen.
Tomac and the Geico Honda, number 17 in the orange riding gear. Kennard trying to close in on him, a Honda stablemate, but on the Muscle Milk squad, the factory team. Well, Josh Grant was hoping to be out here in this one, Aaron.
That he was, but actually the JGR rider, Josh Grant, his mouth is wide open watching this take place. Josh, you've ridden here over the years. You know how rough this track gets. What are you witnessing take place tonight?
Man, the track looks really tough tonight. These guys are having some troubles getting around, and it's just getting deteriorated. And, man, it's crazy,
Take us through the update on your injury. You had surgery just 2 weeks ago. How are things going?
Really well, and I'm really happy with how it's gone. The surgery was 2 weeks ago, and I've just been focusing on that, and I'm just getting ready for outdoors. So hopefully everything goes really smooth, and we can get back out there.
Josh, the fans look forward to your return.
Josh told me earlier today expects to be riding again within 6 to 8 weeks. It was also good to see Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota Yamaha rider Kyle Chisholm here at the track after breaking his lower left leg in an incident at St. Louis a week ago. Roczen on the 94, Tomac on the 17, fighting over fourth, and what a battle we have.
Well, you messed Roczen up there.
Yeah, but did you see what happened over the triple there? Roczen took his left hand off the handlebar, kind of shook his left hand, possibly a little arm pump. Yeah. Daytona's known to do that to you, even if you win.
We only got 9 laps to go here.
Now, what's interesting is this is one of those tracks that's one of the most physically demanding. Tomac is one of those guys that doesn't have a problem training. He loves to train. He loves being physically fit. He is strong, and we're actually putting together a training feature. I got a chance to spend the day with Tomac and his trainer Ryan Hughes. He'll be coming up here pretty soon on speed. Stay tuned for that. Look at the turns, Ricky. 3, 4 ruts coming out of the turns, and some of those acceleration bumps out of the ruts, which back in our days the race was ran during the day, so the sun would set and those ruts would get deep and they would get shadowed. Well, here tonight it's just nighttime. Those ruts get dark. Also hard to see the acceleration bumps.
And you see Davey Millsaps. He's moved up into 10th. So the Filipoto leading, it would have been a 3-point gap. Now Davies narrowed it back to 2. He's going to probably slip back to second place here after tonight.
Yeah, so he needs an 8. 8 would be 2 points. That could possibly tie it up.
Yeah, Tickle's right there in front of him. Tickle better get on it, or Davies going to gain some more points here. You can see Tickle right there in front of you on the couple jumps ahead.
And Stewart, that's where Millsaps needs to get to Stewart. He was that full straightaway ahead.
Davies had some really good runs here at this track. But boy, the night that he really needed it, it's not there.
Yep. There you go. You better get after it. He looks like he's wore out. A lot of these guys do.
Yeah, just kind of hopping around, a little head bob right there out of Tickle. But you also mentioned that you guys, Ricky, being a co-owner of this team, helping develop the bike with Suzuki and everything. When you're trying to help Brock and your other rider, Josh Hill, set the bike up here for Daytona, what's the difference? What, in your experience, what is the key thing with the bike setup?
Well, for sure, I think for Daytona, it's so rough. You have to relax the bike. Get the thing, soften it up, maybe change some steering angles, maybe wheel position, compression on the suspension. That's what I think you got to do. Because this thing is so treacherous, and you come from riding Supercross, the last 8 weeks or so, and everything is so much stiffer, so much tighter, and compact.
Yeah, because you don't have to worry about the little bumps and traction, things like that, the braking bumps. It's all about setting it up for the obstacles because the track is pretty smooth in between the obstacles. But here it's all these little bumps when you really have to get that suspension to work, much like what you would set a bike up for motocross, which is the natural train version of this.
Early on in the season, Ryan Villapoto was struggling a little bit to get this bike where he wanted it feel-wise. He's got it there now, and it is really shown. 4 victories, the most on the season for any rider in the field, and well on his way to number 5.
Guys, this elapsed time for this race just crossed the 19-minute mark, and we still have 6 laps to go. It's a long race.
And back there is Dungey.
He gained a lot of time. He gained almost 2 seconds that lap.
7.6 seconds behind. You see the blue flag flying. That's Mike Alessi, the 800. He's been struggling here tonight. Had to go through the LCQ, and look at the line choice there. Now they're cutting down really low there instead of going way out wide and having these really bad ruts right there.
Look at that. I mean, there isn't a smooth line on the track.
Barsha running third. Barsha running third right there with Tomac coming in behind him.
Hey, you guys here in the television broadcast booth, we're starting to throw some elbows here on Ralphie right now.
Wouldn't be the first time Carmichael's done that.
No.
Look at Tomac. 120 last lap, or no, 122 last lap, around as fast as the 120.
Here comes Roxon on the 94th.
Uh-oh, missed the triple. Kennard's going to close it up.
So Kennard comes right after him, a little contact there, and Roxon holds on to the position. And there's going to be another rider behind them, Chad Reed.
Reed might get 2 for the price of 1 right here.
A little twofer, and last time around, Chad Reed had a 121.6, which was the fastest lap. So Reed,
there it is.
Twofer. Twofer. No, he got 1.5 there for a minute.
He did. He tried. You got to give it to the boy.
I'll tell you what, Reedy is as gritty as they come. He never quits, and he is still charging here at Daytona.
Look at that. Don't even worry about hitting the line. Just turn the bike and hit the throttle. Accelerate. I love it. Chad Reed is on the gas here lately. He's fired up.
And he's got himself another position. Reed right now in 5th.
Blue flag there on the right. That looked like 54, maybe. Smith. Possibly that's about to get lapped.
Come on,
waiting
Lester.
for Stewart.
There he is.
Here's what it looks like when your night is not going.
He's just kind of floating around. He's obviously not. He's over it. I think he's over it at this point.
And Daytona has a way of mentally defeating you.
There's my guy Brock.
And there's Millsaps behind him. And if Millsaps can really get after it and reel those 2 in, boy, there would be the 2 points that would tie him for the points lead. And you could just see it and tickle in that corner.
Yeah, I just say if he goes any slower, he's gonna tip over for sure. There's Millsaps. I mean, they've been this.
Not what you want to hear from your team owner.
Well, I'm just saying you can go back to the tape and look.
Oh yeah.
That's all right though. Hey, a lot of other people just cruising around.
Back here just behind Millsaps, the left side of your screen coming past the finish line eventually. It's going to be a good 10 seconds back. That's Andrew Short on the BTO Sports.com KTM, who's now at his 100th start in Monster Energy Supercross. Pretty good milestone.
And Gerke's behind him. Well, Aaron's found herself another guest, a guy who's got quite a few starts in his own right.
That's right, Ralph. Well, he won here back in 2008 with a lot sloppier conditions. Podiumed here last year with a 3rd place, but Kevin Windham, you're on the sidelines watching tonight. Are you wishing you were out there, or are you quite content being where you're at?
Well, I tell you, this is one of the toughest races that you can have at the Daytona Supercross by Honda. Is a tough race, and that's what makes the win so sweet. So for Villapoto right now, I'm sure he's probably glad being out there. I'm actually enjoying watching a race with Kevin Way, my son, and I know what these guys are going through with just a few laps left. This is the longest Supercross by far, and fitness is really starting to play a big role in this race.
You're sitting here having some laughs with the guys tonight, but are you ready to be joining the guys in the booth next weekend live for our coverage next weekend?
Yeah, I can't wait. So, hey, Ralph and Fro, sorry, I can't ever hang with Ricky. I wish I could, man. It'd be fun to have all four of us in there, but I know it gets crowded, and Ralph has a tough job keeping us all in line, but look forward to seeing you guys in Indy.
Thanks, Kevin. Enjoy your night.
Say that again, Kevin.
Get his preparate on and get ready for
That's
him.
right. Don't be stealing my words, man.
Go to the Circle
I'm
City.
still trying to find it in the dictionary.
It's not in there. It's not in that one.
Stop. Okay.
Hey, 24 minutes has elapsed so far.
And Villapoto leads it.
2 to go.
2 to go.
Wow, domination. This guy, beginning of the season, things were not clicking right. The team has worked really hard. We talk about each week, every now and then you see a guy like Chad Reed. All of a sudden, last couple weeks, he's been really fast. Same thing for Villapoto. It's these little changes that the team is able to work to make, and they work through the problems with the rider to help build his confidence. And sometimes it's just the smallest change, literally millimeters on a part, that makes the difference. And all of a sudden, the rider, the light switch turns on.
This will be career win number 29 for Ryan. His 5th of the season. He'll now be 5th all-time on the Supercross win list. He just passes Ricky Johnson if he can get this done here tonight, as Tomac and Varsha continue to battle.
That is crazy.
Oh! Tomac goes down.
Look at it. Keeps the clutch in with the left side of the grip.
And there's Alessi, who's back in 16th.
He's a lap down.
Yep.
That's a blue flag again.
That's Tomac.
Whoa! Whiskey throttle.
Look at that. He's still charging right now, I can tell you that.
Gotta love it, man. You gotta love that determination. Look at that triple. That's.
Did you ever get lapped, Ricky?
Yeah, I think I did.
I know I did. Right, it's not good.
Look at this guy.
Villo on his way to becoming a 3-time Daytona winner.
Daytona.
Starts to get up in that upper echelon there with Anna, Chad Reed.
Some pretty rare air up
Put
there.
him in the pole questioning next year. Starting to get. He's still got a couple to go, even if he wraps this one up.
Oh yeah, he's got for sure. This is his style of track.
But I'm telling you, where he's at in his career, just past, well, with this win, past Ricky Johnson on the all-time wins list, 2 hip. Literally one of the coolest riders that's ever graced our presence here in Supercross. That's a statement, and he's still got a lot of years ahead of him here.
Kawasaki last won here in 2007. This will be their 11th win for Team Green. Here at Daytona, that is.
27-minute mark we just passed. So I was a little low on my time there when I quoted 26. Lap times now. Villapoto last lap around. Of course, he's cruising. He was at a 125.
Checkered flag, and Ryan Villapoto has done it again. He is a Daytona Supercross winner, and he's the new points leader.
Stop struggling with heavy